What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve coming at you today with a bit of a crazy mail day video, some novelty cards, some neat stuff, fun investments. Not the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, no soccer stuff. Maybe a little bit of soccer stuff, you'll see. But none of that stuff, and I know the NBA stuff is popular right now. That's what's getting all the views, that's what's getting all the likes. But this is going to be some interesting stuff, some things that I'm taking some shots at as far as maybe having some investment potential, and I will explain to you why I think some of these cards have upside. Also, guys, sorry, no comedic intro or anything today. Just writer's block, for lack of a better term. Didn't really know what to do. I did find my old Little League All-Star hat from 30 plus years ago. Still fits me perfect, so I figured I would rock it for the video. H, that's Harrington. That's the town I grew up in when I was a kid, and I was a beast. Harrington All-Stars. Gotta go look out for them Flippin' Steve PSA 10s. Probably still good in a PSA 8 that they're so old. My rookie card's pretty vintage. But yeah, guys, make sure you stay tight or hang tight, because I'm also going to be doing some giveaways for the holidays. Thanksgiving, giving thanks. Today is going to be my Thanksgiving dinner, which is Wednesday, because myself and my wife both have to work on the actual holiday. So here I'm going to do a video for you guys, and I love my supporters, everybody in the community. Made a lot of good friends in the community, and just too many to go through. You guys know who you are. I don't want to do like a little personal, emotional type video, but I want to show you guys some cool cards. And I know it's not the NBA stuff, but make sure you watch this, because some of this stuff's pretty interesting, and you might agree with some of my takes. And I'm really going to want your comments on some of these, off-the-wall type cards that I'm buying. So sit back, relax. If you're eating Thanksgiving early, also get the drumstick, take a big old bite, and we'll be back to take a look at these cards. All right, guys, welcome back. Flippin' Steve. I've done flipped the script, turned the camera around, got it off of my ugly mug, and we're going to look at some cool cards. As you can see, I already have a couple set up here. These are some that I've picked up over the last couple months. Some of them I've picked up, over the last couple weeks. You've seen some of these before in some of my past videos, but some of them I haven't had out in a long time, so I got them out again in case you've never seen them. And I'm going to explain to you my thought process on some of the newer cards that I've purchased, why I've bought them in relationship to some of these that you see out here in front of you. First of all, I still got the Pink Floyd sticker up there in the back. That's pretty much become a fixture on the channel. Just absolutely love that band. I listened to a ton of Floyd yesterday as I was just relaxing in my bedroom. So I love me some Pink Floyd. PSA 8 sticker. That's actually a Panini product, a Panini Smash Hits sticker, mini poster from 1975 and a PSA 8. There's only 2 of those in existence. I don't think there's any graded higher. I'm lucky enough to own one, whether, has any resale value or not. Before I get into the new cards that I want to show you, I want to talk about a giveaway. And I just did the 1,500 subscriber giveaway. The winner was announced. If you don't know if you were the winner or not, you need to go back and watch my most previous video and see if you were announced as the winner, because as of yet, the winner has not claimed their prize. And I will draw another winner at the end of this week. After 7 days, you have 7 days to claim. And the prize was a choice between the Optic Tatum rookie, the Prism Tyler Hero, the Prism Red, White, and Blue Bam, or the Optic Spicy P. And that was going to be your choice, absolutely free. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away another one of these cards in this video. So stay tuned to see how you can win. And it'll be one of these 4, whichever one doesn't get picked by the the first winner, if they choose. And if not, if they don't choose by the end of this week, then I will be choosing 2 winners, to choose 2 cards. If they do claim, then I will be choosing 1 winner to choose out of the 3 remaining cards. So guys, make sure you got the notifications on and you're liking and subscribing so you don't miss out when I'm giving away things. And I might give away stuff all the way up till Christmas, all the way from Thanksgiving to Christmas, because I have some stuff and I want you guys to have some stuff, and I want you guys to have some gifts. And it's hard to get some things out there. You know, there's a pandemic going on. It's hard to get wax. It's hard to get products. Some people are in some, you know, tight money situations, and I understand that. And, you know, I can't give to everybody. I wish that I could, but, you know, I'll do the best that I can to give back to the community. That's just how I roll here on the channel. If you guys have been with me for a long time, you know that. If you're new, thanks for joining me. Make sure you stay with me, because I will give stuff back. And just hit that like and that subscribe, guys. That's all I ask. And without any further ado, let's get into some of these cards. First of all, I'm going to explain these cards out in front of you. So here's a 1997 Cardinal WWF Trivia Series Stone Cold Steve Austin card. I bought this card months ago off ComC for $20 even. $20 even. There's a rumor that Stone Cold is going to have a documentary done on him, and it's going to be by the same people, I believe, that produced The Last Dance. Now, we know how that generated big-time bucks for Jordan and the Bulls cards. Not that Jordan needed anything, but some of the other players in the league during that era, even Steve Kerr cards shot up. So I look for Stone Cold cards, you know, to get some demand on them, whether you're a wrestling fan or not. Just from an investment standpoint, there are people out there that do collect these types of things. Now, these types of cards aren't as liquid. It's not as easy to find a buyer for some of these items, but when you find the right buyer, you can really make yourself money. These aren't items that you really tend to ever want to put at auction, just because you may not get the right set of eyes on them. But this card I bought for 20 bucks. I'm seeing this card in a GMA 8. Now, this GMA, this is a PSA right here. I'm seeing this card in a GMA 8 sell for over 100 bucks. I'm seeing it go for 130, maybe 150. I'm not really sure. And that's in a GMA. So I can imagine that I could, if I put that PSA 8 out right now, I could probably get 200 bucks for it easily. And it was a $20 investment, you know, just thinking outside the box months ago. Next up is a Tony Hawk, Sports Illustrated for Kids, 1990. I show this card off a lot. They're really super duper hard to find. One of the most iconic figures in sports and pop culture, even though he's a skateboarder. Pop culture, sports, you know, X Games, everything. Everybody knows Tony Hawk. He's got his own video games, clothing line. And these... I bought this, I think, for 75 or 100 bucks earlier this year. These now in a PSA 8. I tried to buy another one in a PSA 8 about a month ago, and it got close to 500 bucks, and I backed out. So again, another card that I bought a long time ago, was trying to look ahead and, you know, prospect on some novelty cards that, you know, could see a boost in the hobby. And I bought this card for like 75 bucks, and now it's like a $500 sale. Again, to the right, you got Diana Taurasi, the best female basketball player at the moment, or most popular at least. One of the best all-time scoring leader in the WNBA. I did a whole video on WNBA cards and the potential of WNBA cards. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't take it seriously, and that's cool. And a lot of people just don't like to dabble in things that they're not familiar with, and that's very understandable. However, don't be afraid, you know, when you see something at the right price. I'm not saying go out and buy a Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, 6 months ago for $100, because you never really know. But for me, for 20 bucks, that's just an awesome card, even if I was to never sell it. And now, you know, I could get 10 times my money for it. So, you know, again, same with the Tony Hawk. They're cards that I don't mind having. But if I was to sell now, I'd be like 50xing my money. Or 5xing my money, I'm sorry. But 5xing my money because I paid close to 100 bucks for that, and now it's a $500 card. So the Diana Taurasi, again, I bought that one for 75 bucks quite a bit ago. They're really hard to find. It is a PSA 8, but there's hardly none of these graded. And PSA 8, there are a couple PSA 9s out there, but this card is just very condition sensitive. People didn't take care of them. And the most recent sale that I was watching on this one got close to the $300 mark. So for a WNBA rookie card, Diana Taurasi in a PSA 8 sold for close to 300 bucks. I picked it up a while ago just on a hunch. for $75. All the way to the right is an Elton John card. There's like none of these in the population. I think I have the only PSA 8, kind of just like the Pink Floyd back there. It's actually a sticker, a Panini 1972 Cantante sticker. And I've been looking at these Cantante stickers from 1968, 69, 85 smash hits stickers. These rock and roll stickers that were only printed in Italy. Some were only printed in Germany. And they're Panini products. And I just think they're really cool, and I think they're really neat. And I love music almost more so than I love sports. Music is just therapeutic. So I love these stickers of some of these rock stars. So that's some stuff that I have out there. Now, don't really have much ROI on the Elton John because I really don't know what they're selling for. There's no market on them, and that's the thing. These cards are rare. They're not as liquid, but because they're so rare, they're still sellable and movable. Because there are people out there who have interest in these people, or these sports icons, these athletes, pop culture icons, rock stars, and they're looking to find something already in good condition or graded because they don't want to go and buy something and have it graded themselves. Man, you get a graded card out there of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and people just want it. So again, that's some items there. So let's get into some of the newer pickups that I have. Real quick, I'm going to get this one out of the way, and this is a NASCAR card, and this is a 1988 Max race card. Dale Earnhardt, Winston Cup champion, in an SGC 9, the old school case. This was another $20 purchase. He's just the GOAT, and I believe that big-time money coming into the hobby and people who want to invest in players. You know, you got Jordan and Brady and, just the top players from every sport. And eventually, it trickles over into other sports for people who want to spend their money. So I think $20 on a Dale Earnhardt card. He did have another card from the same set that's actually a portrait card of him. However, he's in his Good Wrench outfit. This still has him in his Wrangler, which was his original. And to go back to what I just stated, people going over into other sports just because they want to buy the GOATs. The greatest and the iconic players. One of the first markets I started buying that wasn't soccer, baseball, football, hockey, was tennis. And I got into tennis really early. I still got a bunch of tennis cards back there. You guys have seen some of them. But one of the examples I want to show you is this Rafael Nadal Glossy BGS 9.5. This is the glossy version, which only has 5,000 sets printed. And you can see where it has the G here, where the regular card just is card number 70. And this in a 9.5. I bought this so long ago, it was only $50. I've had a $1,000 offer on this card. So I'm contemplating whether or not I want to sell it. However, I think if he wins one more major and puts him at 21 majors and the all-time leader in majors, he'll pass Federer because they're both tied for 20 right now. This card, the sky's the limit, I believe, for this card. And he's super popular. $50 purchase that I could turn right now today. I have a $1,000 offer on the table. Next up, and this was going to be a mail day, but I've opened all the cards because I didn't want to waste any more time with packages or envelopes. But here's a box right here, and this is a box of 1997 Pinnacle WNBA cans. Now the WNBA cards in 1997, they came in a can. So you actually got to get a can opened or open it up. But there's a pack of cards in there. And this was the inaugural year. This was the first year that they made WNBA cards. And I bought these for $3 a can. And I'm hoping to open these up and find some Lisa Leslie's, some Cheryl Swoops, some Cynthia Coopers, some of the top 10 all-time WNBA players. Tina Thompson. And I'm hoping I can open those up and find them in gradable condition because the pop reports on those are super low and they do sell for quite a bit of money. One of my pickups is a Cheryl Swoops from that set. I had a $15 price tag sticker on it, but this came off eBay for $5. I watched a PSA 9 of this sale. I believe it was a 9. Anyway, it went for $100. So $100 for a Cheryl Swoops rookie in a PSA 9, I'm going to buy a couple raws and see what they look like. Maybe I'll get a couple out of those cans. Maybe I'll get one of the crazy parallels because they do have parallels. And she's one of the top female basketball players ever. Next up is another one of those that I can find in those cans that I just showed you, and it's Tina Thompson, another top 10 WNBA player. I picked this up in a PSA 10 for $40. So again, I'm just buying these to see if there's popularity in the WNBA market, see if it picks up with the fact that Prism, you know, came out with a product this year of WNBA, and I want to see if it carries over into some of these old, you know, legendary female players. For $40, I'll take the gamble on this Tina Thompson. It's already graded, no headache, no sending it in, no worrying about getting a low grade. For $40, the work was already done for me, and doesn't take much to make a profit off $40, even if it doubles to $80. So again, and that's all I have for WNBA. This is not a full WNBA video like I did before, but I kind of got this stuff in order here of how I'm going to, you know, do it as far as the sports. Next up, we're going to talk about a couple wrestling cards. And as you can see, I've already talked about the Stone Cold. And with these women's basketball cards, I had already talked about the Taurasi. So Stone Cold coming out with a documentary. Who is another wrestler that I believe could have a documentary because he's got more going for him than just wrestling? And that's a guy like Brock Lesnar. I believe Stone Cold, who's a good friend of Brock Lesnar, will probably talk about him in his documentary if he has one. And Brock Lesnar was a collegiate wrestling star, a WWE superstar, a UFC champion. He tried out for the Minnesota Vikings. He actually has some Minnesota Vikings football cards, and they are pretty expensive. You go on eBay and check the prices of those in a raw state, and they can push up to $100 raw on his Leaf Rookies and Stars and cards like that. I believe they're from 2007. I'm not 100% sure. But he has 2002 Flair rookie from the WWE. Now, this is one that I've had for a while. I'm not even sure how I acquired it. I mean, I've had it for years put away in my cards. But I went on eBay to see what these were selling for, and I actually found the same card in an event-worn shirt. So this is the same card. It's his rookie card from the 2002 Royal Rumble, and this is an event-worn shirt from that event. Not just, you know, worn by him. You know, it was actually worn at the event. You know, it's not like player worn. They put it on, take it right off. But anyway, event-worn shirt. I'm glad it's not event-worn tights. That'd be pretty gross. But anyway, this was a $15 pickup. I like the potential of it just because Brock Lesnar, with all that he has done, you know, made himself relevant as an iconic figure. He even had a huge interview with him on ESPN when he signed his contract with WWE after leaving the UFC. So he's crossed over and made himself mainstream. You got the regular rookie and you got the event-worn shirt, which you just never see these. You just never see these on eBay. When I find things like this, I just scoop them up and see what the future will hold. Next up, still going wrestling. And if you guys follow wrestling cards at all, you'll realize there's a 1982 Wrestling All-Stars set that pretty much is considered to be a lot of people's rookie cards. It's got the Hulk Hogan in it, which sells for thousands. It's got the Ric Flair that sells for thousands. It's got the Andre the Giant card in there, which graded really low, still sells for $600, $700, $800, graded in a 4 and a 5. And it's a 1982 card. I went out and I found these Andre the Giant cards. And these are from a 1981 Japanese board game, Takara Wrestling board game. And what they are is they're cards where you draw the card and it gives you a number, and I guess you move that many spaces on the board instead of like rolling dice or whatever. But these are really in some really good condition. Don't look like they've been played with or beat up. And they're 1981, which is a year before that 1982 Wrestling All-Star card that they can, you know, is considered to be his rookie by a lot. And it's just cool. It's written in Japanese. Got a good young picture of Andre with the afro going on. He does have like a really early card that's like a photo card, but I don't know if it's really considered a card because it's more like a photo. And these are just oddball items. Don't really even know if there's any in the PSA population. I think I'm going to send these off to PSA and see if they'll even grade these. And if they do, I just think it'll look cool in a PSA slab. Just an awesome Andre the Giant card. And one more thing along the lines of wrestling, and I forgot to grab it and bring it to the table, so I'll go grab it and I'll be right back. And here it is, guys, still wrapped up in the cardboard from the mail. And I've actually talked about this on a live stream. This is something that I talked about on a live stream with Dustin from the Personal Finance Dad. A way to get to a certain card a little cheaper than buying it outright. You'll see what I'm talking about. I actually had someone in one of my most recent videos in a comment, I believe it was S. Fleming, ask me about this, and he asked me what video I talked about it on, and the video hasn't even been out yet. This is the video that I'm going to talk about this on. You must have heard me mention it in a live stream. You must have been listening in when Dustin and I were talking, and I was mentioning this, and this is a 1993 WCW Wrestling Yearbook magazine. Okay, now, Stone Cold Steve Austin has a 1995 WCW card, Stunning Steve Austin, and that's one of his popular rookie cards. This one is his first printed as Stone Cold, so some people in the market like this because it's his first Stone Cold card, as opposed to his first Stunning Steve Austin card. However, there's a card that not many people know about, and this is a 1993. Most people are think that his 1995 is his very first printed card. But in 1993, in this yearbook, they put sheets of perforated cards, in here. And some of these old school wrestlers. Arn Anderson. Brad Armstrong. He was a chump. That's old Marcus Alexander Bagwell. That's old Buff Bagwell picture. But anyway, if you're not wrestling fans, you don't care. But anyway, on these perforated sheets, there's 2. So there's 18 total cards. But there's a Stone Cold, and it's right here. Just a Steve Austin. Very first printed rookie card is perforated. You got to get it cut out of there. So I'll probably do that. These sell for, I see these selling for over $100 raw on eBay. And graded, even in low grades, man, really pulling some high dollars. I did some research to try to find where that card came from, and I found this yearbook. And I went to some magazine sellers on eBay and was actually able to pick the magazine up for $80, because I just don't know if the magazine collectors know what they have inside. But anyway, again, I got the Stone Cold in this still attached for $80 as opposed to buying it raw on eBay for well over $100. And not only that, there's more cards in here that if wrestling gets popular, that's going to be the first card of Cactus Jack, who's Mick Foley, another super popular wrestler. But you got the Cactus Jack, and then, there's Brian Pillman down here who died. A lot of people know his story. And then, speaking of Cactus Jack, but anyway, there's another sheet in here in the back, and on this sheet, it's going to have a Sting card. There's a Big Van Vader. And there's a Dustin Rhodes up here. Dustin Rhodes, who was Gold Dust. His very first card. So again, a lot of star names in here on some of these rare cards. If wrestling really takes off, the Stone Cold Steve Austin card is already hot. I got this for the Stone Cold Steve Austin, but there's even more potential in here. And you can buy this whole magazine for about half the price as if you just bought the Stone Cold by itself. So that's a little heads up I want to give you guys if you're looking for a value or a loophole to get that Stone Cold Steve Austin at a discount. That's all I have for wrestling. We're winding down to the end. And the very last card that I want to show you is going to be Kelly Slater. And everybody's sitting there, they're probably like, who's Kelly Slater? Some of you might know, some of you might not. But Kelly Slater, considered to be probably the best surfer of all time, wins all the championships, has his own video games. When they decided to make a surfing video game, it was called Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. And Kelly Slater, probably the most popular surfer ever around here. And here's his Sports Illustrated rookie card. He didn't really have any mainstream prints. And, I was sitting around one day and I was looking at my Tony Hawk and I was like, man, back when I liked skateboarding, who else was there that could possibly, that was super popular? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, there was Kelly Slater. And I looked and I found these on eBay. These were $8 a piece. Already since I bought these, I'm seeing them listed now for $50 plus raw. I've not seen a graded copy. I haven't looked up the PSA reports, but there's no graded copies on the market. This one here looks really good. This one here is way off center because it is this on the page in the Sports Illustrated. It's the card all the way to the right, so it can be cut off center on the sides. This one here looks really good. I'm going to submit this just due to the fact of rarity. I get a graded one of these and be one of the only ones out there. And, you know, it's not going to be the kind of card that everybody's looking to buy, but the right person could find this. A surfer fan, a Kelly Slater fan, you know, a millionaire out in California somewhere that just loves surfing and wants a Kelly Slater graded card. And I'm just going to get this out there on the market. He is super popular. Not as popular as Tony Hawk, but again, the Tony Hawk card shot from $100 to $500. You know, why can't a Kelly Slater card be worth, you know, $50, you know, $100 graded when I bought it for $8? So again, more profit and just fun cards. Just some fun cards, guys. Just to steer away from the NBA hype for a little bit. I know the NBA is what's going on and it's what's popular, and I'm buying NBA stuff, and I got a mail day coming up that's going to show you some NBA stuff that I've been buying, as well as a few more NFL items and a few more soccer items. It's a full-on mail day like I used to do, but I wanted to do this one, get it out of the way. These cards are fun. If you guys like any of them, that's awesome. If you didn't like them, I understand. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But to qualify yourself for my next giveaway, I want you to drop a comment below and let me know which one of these was your favorite purchase. Did you guys like the wrestling stuff? Did you like the WNBA stuff like I've talked about before? Did you like the surfing cards? You know, what are your guys' thoughts on the Stone Cold Steve Austin documentary? Just give me some input based on this stuff. Don't comment below, I'm buying Luka, I'm buying Giannis, I'm buying LeBron. This is not a basketball video. Give me some outside the box thoughts, guys. Let's think a little bit outside the box and have some fun with it. Drop a comment below. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, guys. Don't eat too much. Or if you do eat too much, make sure you lay down on your couch and pass out during the football game. That way, you don't get in a food coma and try to drive. All right, guys. Until next time, good luck in your investing, and I'll see you later.